Meet Alex. He's a part-time Amazon seller making over $8,000 a month in profit. And in this video, we're going to walk through step-by-step how he found success quick in less than a year selling on Amazon. Also want to let you guys know that this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're hosting a launch party for our brand new Amazon seller software project. If you're interested in getting early access and an exclusive discount with an absolutely crazy offer, make sure you go down below in the description and get registered for the launch party we're hosting this Thursday, June 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern. You have to be there with us live to get the discount and the crazy offer. Now into the interview with Alex. What's up, Alex? Thanks for joining me, man.
Hey, Miles. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so this guy right here is an excellent example of how to build a great part-time Amazon business, right? So I know you're in real estate full-time. What are you currently profiting on Amazon a month right now?
About $8,000 a month.
Boom, which is, great, super part-time. You're also very new to this. I think you started it was 8-9 months ago, right? September, October?
Yes, about September last year.
And so how'd you learn about it originally?
Yeah, it was just networking. My fraternity in college, Max Cat, I think Papa Seal, those two are kind of the ones that started Amazon, and kind of saw him have a big back to school. And then I'm like, I got to get in on this. So I was working a 9 to 5 at the time. And then I was just doing it part-time in the nights, just trying to manage my time the most.
Yeah, those guys are great. They've also been in other videos we've done. And it's interesting because obviously a lot of people know that I'm doing Amazon stuff and they'll ask me about it, but very, very few people really jump in like my buddy Dan actually did. And, you're a great example of someone, who really jumped in as well. I know we've been working together with the coach program as well. So talk through in terms of okay, so you started in September and October. What was kind of the holy crap, this really works moment?
I would say closer to, I want to say August was more just getting the LLC and all the legal stuff situated. September, October is just, getting ungated, struggling with that, with the name brands. And then once it hit November and December, that's where I kind of went holy crap. I ran up my credit card, ran out of money, and you just see pushing FBM. I sold out a product within 1 week. I was like, wow, this is actually a thing. So it was kind of cool to see that.
Yeah, I'd really say, business is all about momentum. Right. It's completely normal for it to take a month or two. You could do the ungating process, some of the legal stuff if you do want to get that done from day one. And then all right, so you know how to do everything, you know how everything works. And then it's just sourcing. That's the only variable that matters after that. But you have to get over that initial hump to see yourself actually play out some momentum, because month one, you got to learn everything. I got to know how to ship stuff. I got to know how to find products. I got to know how to analyze products. I got to know how to place an order. Got to know how to ungate stuff. But after 2 months, all you got to be able to do is find stuff. And that is a nice milestone to get to. And then you have some kind of wiggle room and breathing room to build momentum. What was your December numbers?
Did 75 gross in revenue.
Yeah. So I was
that was till I think the 19th or 20th, because I went on vacation.
Boom. Oh, yeah. I made that mistake my first year too. We got to make sure we don't do that again. Yeah. So for anyone who's unfamiliar, basically December stuff goes absolutely crazy. Especially December 5th to December 20th. It's the best time of the year. People are buying stuff like crazy. There's also a lot less competition on Amazon that month too, because people are selling out crazy quick as well. Talk about what December actually looked like, because you scaled up, crazy quick. It's super not normal to get those numbers that fast. But talk through what your December actually looked like in terms of, being brand new and then really hitting heavy,
Yeah, so me and my buddy Josh, I think you had on him here recently. We kind of, we're doing it together. We joined around the same time. And we had a pretty big November being new sellers. So we were kind of just leveraging, hey, let's sell through November. And then come December, we just kept, people were holding. We just say, hey, let's sell through everything. And the first week, I think I sold through most of my inventory. And I was just driving RA pickups in PA. So I don't really do much RA. But I remember you showed me few loops. And I was just driving to every store, ordering pickups, just trying to see what could happen. So that was me after my job, literally every day, just trying to get as much product as I could.
It's a big nugget of wisdom there from Alex there, right? So we think this through, right? Typically, when you think about retail arbitrage, especially if you've been around a little while, it's all right, I'm really going to go to that store and scan every product. Probably not eventually. So what, you were doing, I've done a ton of this myself, rather than driving around to stores and going in and scanning stuff. What you can do is, after what happened in 2020, most websites offer buy online, pick up in store, which is super lit, because you can get the product in hand same day and pump it merchant fulfilled same day. So that's really good at Walmart, Target, Dick's Sporting Goods, Kohl's is another one of those that offer it. And most major retailers that, have an online presence and an in-store presence, because it's very mutually beneficial. So that is the type of retail arbitrage that is phenomenal, especially when you're getting it listed in Merchant Field same day. Can you kind of break down some of the benefits of Merchant Field specifically for people who might not be familiar?
Yeah, so I think the biggest problem with Amazon is that when you're a new seller, you don't get paid as fast. So when you have FBM, you can turn over your inventory like crazy and they pay you right away. So I was just turning over inventory with FBM like it was my job. And then during Q4, it's hard to get stuff checked in Amazon. So a lot of people, they think, hey, FBM is not a thing. Well, I was all FBM in December. I did not have one thing at FBA. So
Yeah, well,
nothing.
you don't even have time to though. You know what I mean? And you're a new seller, so you hadn't even gone through that process. Like our friend Aaron, 0-day handling time, he was saying, he's like, I did 60K last month. It was my 4th month, and I still don't know how to make an FBA shipment, something like that, which was
I didn't know either.
pretty good
I
answer. Yeah, I didn't know for a while too, in terms of like, name brand stuff, because I did books for a while, but books are a lot different, and everything. So that's pretty cool as well. How are you actually managing your time though, right? Because we got a lot of the recent college grads, similar to you, similar to me, right? Where they got the first, big boy job, and it's intimidating, right? You don't know if it's for you long term when you're getting going. A lot of people don't, right? But you were able to build up, this pretty much epic side hustle for, most people's standards, definitely in terms of, what we typically see with people doing Amazon. So how are you actually managing the time?
Yeah, dude, it was tough. So I graduated, I guess January of, I guess I started my full-time job January of 2023. And I was working, you can ask Max, 60, 70 hours a week being an accountant at a big corporate, one of the biggest accounting firms. And it sucked. So during when it was kind of like less of a busier time, when I started in July and August, I would work like a more 9 to 5, get off around 5, 6 o'clock. And from 6, 7, I was sourcing until 12 o'clock at night trying to figure out how to run this business. So I did that for like 2, 3 months straight. And then once I kind of, you know, networked and kind of understood what I was doing, it kind of just flowed really easily.
Yeah, and you just got to really, really hustle, when you're a newer seller to pay down that ignorance debt as quick as possible. And one of the best ways to do that is to just get around other people in the space. Now, you, Josh, Max, some of our other buddies were very lucky that you actually knew people that were in the space, but you were also an action taker where you took initiative and, went and made that happen. So can you kind of break down what it looks like to kind of like have a team or a crew, sellers that you work with, right? Because a lot of people start this on your own, and they're not even sure what that really looks like. They kind of know that they should be in the community, but they don't really know how it actually works,
I'll say for a lot of my success, of course, it's for Max and other guys that have been in the space. But for people who didn't have that, I kind of joined a group through actually your program. So I think it was my 2nd or 3rd month. And every night I was sourcing with guys like Lucas, Hish, Kev. And a lot of these sellers, like someone like Hish, like he's pushing now. Like some of
Great
these
guy. Oh,
sellers,
yeah. Oh, big time.
I think even Gavin was in that group for a little bit. So we were just hopping on Zoom calls because we all joined between like August and through October. And we're all just learning. And look at us now. A lot of us are pretty big sellers. So the biggest thing is just finding a group because like now, Max, Josh, these other guys, Josh will text me, yo, go on Kohl's or go on this retailer. And we're just spamming orders. So the biggest thing is working with other sellers because it's not a business you do by yourself. It's going to be boring. It's not fun. When you have a
Lonely.
group of guys, you're winning together. So I always think that's the funnest.
Yeah, some occasional, maybe, some banter and some bullying here and there potentially too. And the irony of that part is that part's free, man. You know what I mean, bro? Twitter's free, Instagram's free, right? The YouTube comments of this video are free, right? It is very, very lonely and it's confusing. A lot of people watching this probably feel that way. Luckily, there are people out there who you would hang out with if they lived right near you. You just got to find them. And it makes the process really, really fun. That like, different group chats or Discords or whatever, for free, you can find and connect with and build with people of this stuff. Because most of the people in real life will probably think you're crazy for doing this, right? And that's okay, right? You just got to find the people that, do really enjoy, and fantasize talking about it. If you guys are looking for the same one-on-one help Alex got, now is a perfect time to apply for my coaching program with Back to School and Q4 right around the corner. We're going to crush 4th of July sales, Prime Day, getting right into Back to School, and then eventually Q4 right after that. And if you're looking for all my coupons, tips, tricks, and strategies, you want to be around other Amazon sellers crushing the game, you want unparalleled direct one-on-one access to me with my personal phone number and a one-on-one live sourcing call on Zoom and group Zoom calls every single week, I'm going to leave a link down below in the description where you can go ahead and apply for my coaching program, see some of the other students we've helped. You've seen a bunch of interviews on my channel. We're crushing the game, so make sure you take a look down below in the description if you're interested in getting direct one-on-one help with my coaching program. Back into the interview with Alex. Love you guys. What are your future plans in regards to selling on Amazon? Like, you're hitting a nice groove here, in late Q2 here in terms like seeing, not when it's back to school, not when it's December. You're blessed to get going during that time frame, which is also anyone who's watching this who's a new seller is also blessed to get going right before back to school. But what's it kind of, been like, and what's your kind of goals for the future?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is getting prepared for Q3 and Q4. So we're back to school in Q4. I think last year I ran out of money. That was the biggest thing. So I did 75 gross in sales. I could have done much more. I just didn't have the capital. So the biggest thing is pay my credit card off early. I'm getting a line of credit, so I have the funds if I need it. Also, just going deeper and trusting the numbers. That's one thing. I think starting off, I'll do test runs by 5, maybe 10, 15 of a product. But now I know, hey, I've sold this before. I'm buying this. And I know during those busy times like back to school and Q4, since I've already been through it one time, I know what to buy. So trusting the numbers, trusting myself, going deep on very few products I know that sell. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, that was a super good point in terms of, depth and really scaling up products from people who are getting ready for their first back to school. And eventually after that, getting ready for their first Q4. I'm getting asked all the time, how do you know when you go deep on something? My best piece of advice is when it sold like crazy yesterday, right? Especially in the context of merchant fulfilled, right? The best time to buy 100 is when 56 sold yesterday. The best time to buy 56 is when 27 sold yesterday. And you got to be in the game. You got to test a lot to find those types of SKUs, but they are out there. And if you know the right discounting methods, and the right people, you're in the right, conversations, you end up, coming across SKUs like that pretty frequently too. So what would you tell, your younger self a year ago that you think would, help you succeed a lot faster?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think just to take the risk, take the initiative. I know I think I was talking with Max and he's like, yo, you got to start this Amazon stuff. You got to start this Amazon stuff. And I'm like, nah, like my whole thing was to get into real estate. So I'm like, oh, I want to get into real estate. He's like, how are you going to get into real estate with no money? I'm like, yeah, true. So I think the biggest thing is what I struggled with was just getting started, because when you start, yes, it's very hard for a few months, but once you get in the groove and understand the business and how to run it as a business, it comes easy. Not easy. It still has your days that you're like, oh, why did I get
all the time, all the time.
I just had it the other day. And
far from an easy thing, but it's fun to do. If
it's awesome. Like, it allowed me to leave my 9-to-5 job and do what I actually have a passion for, which is real estate. So this is funding my passion. So I think that's what's very important.
Yeah, which is, beautiful, and just, that you got good stuff going on, still doing Amazon on the side and everything. But now that you built the skill, right, Amazon's, able to spit off some good cash and everything too, which is, pretty convenient, and advantageous for sure. So Alex, obviously you've been pretty successful for someone who's brand new to this, in terms of the greater context of life, in your first year. What are some of those challenges you faced initially that you were hard to overcome, but, really made it worthwhile?
I think the biggest thing was hiring out. I kind of like to take everything on myself, and people are telling me, hey, get a prep center, start sending FBA, because eventually you do want to start sending stuff FBA. You want to get a prep center. You want to hire a VA. So it took me 8 or 9 months, but I finally just hired a VA with Aaron. So him and I are getting an admin VA to, deal with account health, with the back end, organizing your emails and everything like that. And then about a few months back, I finally got a prep center, which was well overdue. So now Max is doing my prep, which gives me so much more time to source. That's the most important thing.
Yep. Yeah. Because over time, once you know all the basics, right, now you have time to allocate to making higher leverage decisions in terms of sourcing, obviously being the most important component of the business, offloading the prep work, offloading the admin work to the VA. But you need some money to do that, right? And you got to get that money from, initially building up the Amazon business too. So just as we finish up here, walk through kind of your day-to-day in regards to selling on Amazon, right? Because obviously admin work's delegated to the virtual assistant now, right? Prep center work is handled by, the prep center. Right. So where's kind of your time going, and how does like your business kind of break down in terms like just fitting into your lifestyle basically? Because that's what I think a lot of people struggle to conceptualize initially.
So initially I had that, that 9 to 5, which I was working more than a 9 to 5. So between 9 and 5, I couldn't really do anything besides work my job, and I was working the nights. But now my job's more flexible. I'm working for myself in real estate. So for instance, I'll be sourcing throughout the day. If there's like a sale going on, if I have an hour or two, I'll do some sourcing because I like to do high ROI activities. If it's not a high ROI activity, if I can't make money off of it, I don't want to be doing that
But
activity.
someone's got to do it though, right? So someone's got to prep. Someone's got to do admin work,
Yes. So just starting off, I would be doing all that, but now I do have someone that can do my admin work. I have someone that can do my prep. But basically during the day is just, sourcing here and there. Really focusing now just on account health. I did get hit with a brand review, a section 3, 3 on I think 3 on inauthentics, and 2 IP complaints all in 1 month.
Which is very, very rare. But occasionally, storms like that can happen in life occasionally. But you got through it, it sounds like?
And I got through it. And everyone says, oh, someone gets one unauthentic or they get one IP and they get scared. But hey, if I can get
you'll get those all the time. It's just a part of doing it. Yeah. You're very rarely in the storms like that, though. Okay, cool. And so sweet. So if people, want to follow up, do you follow more of your journey? Where can they find you on socials?
Coach Flips on Twitter. That's really it.
Boom. Yeah, you follow the boy right there. Hey, check the handle on the IG in the future, man. Maybe my boy gets that going too, expanding multi-platform and such. But, you and Josh are phenomenal examples of the type of people. I think definitely myself too, where, dude, we totally could have gone down a different route and just been, corporate people forever, right? But, you believed in yourself, right? Like, I always think how lucky I am that I was so delusional back then. I could make this shit work, right? But here we are and everything. So I'm super proud of you guys and just keep up the good work. And if, make sure you guys follow Alex on Twitter. Let us know any questions in the comments. And thanks for coming on, man. Hope this video was helpful, guys. Alex is an absolute beast. I'm excited to watch him continue to grow his business. If you're looking for direct one-on-one mentorship and coaching, take a look down below in the description and apply for my coaching program. And I'll see you guys in the next one.